Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. This is going to be me kind of just like reviewing and talking about the book as much as I ever could by Brandy Wood Snow. I was sent an arc of this, but that in no way, shape, or form um, diminishes or makes me alter my reviews. If I don't like a book, I don't like a book. If I love a book, I love a book, which I love this book. This book, just for a little description, I am going to be very bad at explaining this, but this book is about a girl named CJ Ainsworth who, when we start the story, months prior, her mother and sister died in a car crash while CJ was driving that she wasn't at fault with. And it's start of the summer, and she ends up going to stay with her Mima for the summer at her dad's request, or her dad kind of forcing her. But her Mima she hasn't seen in, I think it's 9 years. I think it's 8 or 9 years. I cannot remember for the life of me. And this is just kind of the story of CJ trying to kind of refind herself as she's been just in this place of grief and sadness and distancing herself away from people to make friends. She ends up making friends with these people and ultimately end up having a summer romance that is so cute. That is obviously just a rough description, but I am going to be kind of talking about plot points and things that for some people will be spoilery, but I am just going to pop that as a warning because I don't want you, if you haven't read the book, which I highly recommend you should, to get spoiled. So I'm overall just right now at first going to just kind of say my thoughts and then go into more like specific scenes that I liked or things that I like. So I love the atmosphere of the little town, how kind of close a bunch of people are and how it's a very tight knit and a very supportive community. Overall, I love all of the characters of obviously CJ. I love Bo, Jin, and Jet, which those three are kind of the people that CJ befriends. I love Mima as someone who lost their grandmother just this past January. It did make me a little sad. Like, I wish my grandma was like that in the fun, because Mima's very fun and just fun, not energetic, and just overall not your typical grandmother. So yeah, I loved CJ and Jet's relationship. The way it was just, when you say fluffy summer romance, I will start to think of them. It's just so cute and fluffy, and just it's a very supportive relationship. He is supporting her by trying to help her get over her fear of driving, which she developed after the crash, and then she is very supportive of his future career in possibly NASCAR racing, which is just a very supportive thing. Little things that I like the little things, the way that Jet kind of helps CJ get over. She has a scar going. I believe it's kind of like across her chest and then down her arm, and she's very self-conscious about that. The way that he helps her get over that by he draws a tattoo out for her as it's kind of not, oh yeah, you should definitely get this, but like it might help, and then she ends up getting it, which that's the decision that I'm like, really? Are you gonna get a tattoo that your boyfriend of like 2-ish months draw for you? Will you regret it? That was the one that I was like, really? Was that a good idea? But it's so cute that I get over it. This book does have like some of your like stereotypical like summer romance tropes of like girl being like, I'm not having a relationship. I'm spending this summer thinking about myself, and then a couple weeks later, ends up in a relationship. But like, I am trash for those, so like I don't really care. But I just wanted to mention that it does have that as a kind of like a stereotypical trope that some people don't like. I know some people don't like it, but the other people like me love it. What else is there to talk about? Like overall, I enjoyed this book. I feel like anyone who wants like a fun summer romance with a little bit of kind of like, I guess you kind of say hard-hitting themes because of the talking about grief and all that, I would definitely suggest this book to anyone who just wants a cute summer romance. This actually, I was in a little bit of a kind of, I would call it like a contemporary rut where I didn't want to read contemporary at all. And I had to read this because I had to, obviously, because I felt like I had to read it. And now I'm sitting here like, okay, what's the next contemporary book I can pick up after I finished my TBR? Like, I definitely next month I'm going to be picking up so many more contemporaries just because I'm now like, I'm wanting to read just like a basic contemporary love story versus these big fantasy books that I normally read, which is a good thing because for me, contemporaries, I read them once in a while, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't feel like this, and within the first like 50 pages, if that, I was like strung along to the point that I would have read this book probably in one night if I didn't have to get, if when I read it, if I didn't have to get up. I think I read this till like 3 in the morning. I would have continued reading it if I didn't have to be up by 9 o'clock the next morning. I would have continued reading it, but it was like a 2-day read for me, which for contemporaries is normal, but it's just a short, sweet book that I love. I gave it 5 stars. It doesn't deserve any other rating but 5 stars in my opinion. I'm really wanting to check out Brandy's other book. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is called, but I will put the name up here. I can't remember for the life of me what it is called, but I do want to also try and read that within the next few months because I do really like kind of her writing style, how it's very simple, but like simple and easy to understand, but still there's like little details that just pull everything together, which is something that I personally love when it's like where the writing's simple yet complex and detailed at the same time, but each their own with the writing style. You could read this book and think it's an entirely different writing style. To my opinion, that is just my opinion on the writing style. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you check out the book. I will leave the link to the book in the description. And yeah, bye.